Hey y'all, it's your favorite attorney. Let's, without further ado, let's get it rolling. Okay, I know you're like, what the hell? What happened to her? Messing with you. Let's get it rolling. Court is now in session. We the people versus, oh my poor baby. We the people versus somebody who is trying to stay out of jail after getting caught with THC infused Captain Crunch cereal allegedly. Hold up. 2 years ago, I was sitting in my car in a Jack in the Box parking lot. I was about to go to sleep so I could go to work for Fort Bend County Social Services Department the next morning. While I was resting in my car, because I was homeless at the time, a police officer comes up to my car and immediately asked me if there are drugs in the car. There was no probable cause. He tricked me and said there was syringe caps on the floorboard of my car. Long story short, I got 3 PCS charges, but I'm only being indicted on 1. Captain Crunch cereal infused with THC, aka edibles. There was no imaging, branding, or wording on the package. It came in. An acquaintance of mine made it. It's possible there are no THC traces in it at all, or that it has expired. The night of my arrest, I admitted that it was THC cereal. I was scared. I don't have criminal history, and I've never been arrested. Today, I'm out on bond still, and I finally started court proceedings. Is there any way I can get this case dismissed? I feel like I was entrapped and the police officer walked up to my car when I was minding my own business. I'm now on bond condition having to do daily UAs if my color is selected. Baby. We got to call court into session, y'all, on this one. Let me tell y'all something about this THC infused stuff. Okay? It's new. It's new to the government. It's new to everybody. They really don't know what to do with it, honey. They really don't. At the end of the day, the question is whether or not there is a usable amount of THC off in a product, okay, that they have. It has to be a usable amount, and they have to ascertain what amount it is, okay? Because if it's THC and it's less than a gram, it's although that THC oil is a felony, if it's less than a gram, that's not what you're technically looking at. It falls into an area of, you know, having a minuscule piece of rock almost, less than. It's easily, I hate to say it, but those cases are easily beatable because of the fact that the labs, get an expert, boo. And they'll explain it to you. Because at the end of the day, how much is in there? Is it a usable quantity? You say it may not be any in there. Nobody can arrest you based on what you say. You didn't make that cereal. You don't know what the hell is in there. You just running your mouth. Hell, you're scared. Just like he just told me. You're scared. You don't know what the hell going on. You ain't never been in jail before. You just ran your damn mouth. You didn't let them search your damn car. And let's start off with that, y'all. When you are sitting in a parking lot of a restaurant or something and they believe that you are going to hurt them, they believe that you may be there to rob the place, they believe that you are drunk, and that shit happens a lot at these fast food restaurants. They think y'all asses are drunk and they will call the laws on you. They can allow the laws on their property to accost you if you are not a patron of their business. Okay? If you are not a patron of their business, you are a trespasser, and they can call the police to come and talk to you. Now, the police have to believe that there is some sort of criminal activity afoot. Because if nobody has asked you to leave and there's no trespassing sign up, you wouldn't know that you were committing the offense of trespassing. So the officer should probably ask you to leave or to let you know that they have called on you. To just move to immediately search your car, that's odd. Because if your breath didn't smell like alcohol and they didn't believe that you were drunk, they have no right to try to talk to you about a DWI. Second of all, you're behind the wheel of the car, but the car is not on, from what you're telling me, more than likely. Unless it was on, I'm not sure. But they got to wheel you and catch you driving. So technically, you're there sitting, and that's more than likely what happened. The restaurant called on you. Just because somebody calls on you being in someone's and says that you're at someone's property doesn't give them the right to just search you like that. They could have asked you to step out of the vehicle, to ask you why you were there and to talk to you, and they could have searched your body. But going through and searching your car, I don't think they get there. To me, and I would have to get more evidence, but to me, lying and saying there are syringe caps on the floorboard of your car in order to trick you That's not probable cause. That shows that there is no probable cause, especially if there are no syringes on the floorboard. Because what they're doing is trying to create probable cause in order to search your car. Just say they see drugs in the car. Like, if they view drugs in the car or they smell marijuana, it gives them the right to search. So that's what he was trying to do. But if there are no syringes, then there's a problem. Also, all cops basically now have body cam or dash cam or both. And if you were in Richmond, Texas, Fort Bend has body cam and they have dash. And so his whole back and forth with you, the whole confrontation should be on video. If it were not on video, that would be very odd to me. So your lawyer is going to have to look at that video and see, because I don't care about you admitting that it was THC cereal. I don't hear where they Mirandized you, so they had no business talking to you about something, and what your statements seem very suppressible to me. So they can't use that to convict you. Technically, if that was in, there is no crime in the intent to possess THC cereal. You have to actually possess it. So I would still argue that you just said whatever the hell you have to say to get the hell out of there. But you have a very good case. You have a very good case. And I would offer up to you that that is why they've only indicted one. They've indicted the one that they think that they can move forward with. But you need to have a lab done on that cereal. You also need to test it. And guys, your attorneys, a lot of the times you guys are out on bond. And so you don't think that you qualify for certain type of experts and etc. But you do, and your attorney needs to run the motions to try to get those things paid for you, because ma'am, you need to get a lab done. You need to get a lab, and that will answer your questions as to whether or not there's THC in it and how much, or whether or not they can prove that it is THC and not something else that's compounded. And you need to get an expert to review that lab. I think the case is probably beatable. It seems beatable on a suppression issue alone. If not that, there's just so much action behind that, and it's straight like that. So I don't know if you have a public defender or what you have. Whether you have a public defender or not, that cereal needs to be tested, sweetheart. Suppression on your statement. There needs to be a suppression. They need to move for suppression on the search, and you need to have those dash cam and body cam videos. In addition, we need to see the 911 call. Okay. There needs to be a 911. If they can't produce a 911, that cop had no business walking over to your car on private property. No 911 means no damn case on shit. Do you understand? Somebody at that location who runs that Jack in the Box or works at that Jack in the Box had to authorize that police to come on that property to cost you. If there is no 911 and there is no call in, there is no dispatch telling that officer to go to that location to answer that call, you're going to beat it. You're going to beat it outright without doing all the other stuff. Does that make sense? So, normally I don't go this in depth, but, you know, this is on my YouTube channel, guys. So, I wanted to go in depth a little bit more so you guys can understand how suppressions are used on different levels. Sometimes suppressions matter, sometimes they don't. Sometimes the cop doesn't need your statement to make a case. So, although we can suppress your statement, there are other evidence that they have that can prove a case. In this particular case, it's just very shaky. It's shaky. It's shaky. It's shaky, and then this girl has action, and she needs to go. Okay, so I'm not your lawyer, sweetheart, but with what you're telling me, go for it, boo. Go for that. Don't sit down. Not on that. Not on that. Next case. Next case. And make sure you add me. Okay, like and subscribe to this video for my channel. Also, add me on TikTok, LegalQTee. Instagram, she_ya_lawyer. If you guys have questions, email me, booker@bookerlawfirm.com. I can answer your questions here. Or if you want a one-on-one with me, you can go to Clarity. You can book me on Clarity. You can also email me for an appointment in my office. But you guys can go and click and book me on Clarity right away. Okay? You can book me on Clarity right away. Alrighty? Have a great one, guys. Good seeing you guys. And like I always say, until next time, court stands at a recess. Next case.